Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to the review. Manchester United 3, Nottingham Forest 0. The smell of Wembley is arousing, and Ten Hag's men put on a good performance. Wasn't all rainbow and sunshine at times, but we scored 3 goals away from home, so you absolutely take it. Sam, what was your thoughts on that game? How are you feeling after that performance? Ah, you can. I don't think you can hear me.
Okay, now
Two
I'm good.
seconds.
Sorry, my
No,
headphones disconnected.
your mic's on.
1 second. You keep talking.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll give my thoughts very, very, very quickly. I've obviously just been live for the full watch along on TikTok and YouTube, so I thought the way we started off.
Are we all right now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Do
good.
you want to go, or do you want me
No,
to?
you keep going. I was just checking it was working.
Oh, yeah. So the way we started off, basically with a bang with Marcus Rashford. I think it was within the first 5 minutes or 6 minutes. It may have been. Not great defending from Nottingham Forest, if we're being completely honest. Very, very open on that side. They seemed to start the game with a diamond, and it was really open, leaving Marcus Rashford and Anthony 1v1 with the wing backs, and we really exploited that from the start. Whether or not Ten Hag was expecting it, I have absolutely no idea, but that's the game plan we went with, and we seemed to punish them within the first 5 minutes. And that was kind of detriment to the rest of the game then. Are you available to talk, Sam? You good?
Yeah, all good. Let's go.
Yeah. How do you feel about that straight off the bat, Marcus scoring straight away? Did that kind of calm the nerves a little bit?
Yeah, it's like the best thing that can happen in these sort of ties. Score first 5-10 minutes, get a nice goal lead, and then you can start playing your game, start putting pressure on, and then hopefully put the game to bed quite soon after. Didn't quite go that way. There were a few nervous moments, but yeah, that early goal definitely helped. And can we just talk about Marcus Rashford and him being hit in the weight room? Because that guy is just shoving defenders out of his way. He's done it. He did it for this goal here, and then he did it. What was the other goal where he shoved
Wolves?
Same thing, didn't he? Just shoved the defender out of the way and just barged through him. It's just like, that is not the Marcus Rashford we used to see. We used to see the Marcus Rashford stumbles into people, doesn't quite do it, but he's been hitting the weights while Ten Hag's been in charge, and it's paying off.
Yeah, he's certainly eating a lot of them grenade bars anyway, and he's been on that protein, hitting it hard, mate.
Yeah.
Put on that mass muscle, you can really tell, and it's obviously contributed towards his game. Just on his goal very quickly, do you think it was a case of awful defending or Rashford brilliance, or a bit of both?
I think it's a bit of both. I think the defenders weren't quite switched on as they should be, because it's like 5 minutes in. I think they weren't expecting that so quickly, and at the same time, Rashford, like I said, against Wolves, very strong. He's starting to bully defenders, which is a new thing he started to do, which is really interesting. I think he just put the aggressiveness and the pressure on him, and then again I don't think they were warmed up into the game yet, and he just took advantage of it and scored the goal. So all credit to Rashford, but yeah, as a defender, maybe I do a little better, but I'm not going to take anything away from Marcus.
Oh, for sure. He's in flying form at the minute. Had a bit of a patch against Palace. Really quiet in that game. He was really isolated. Didn't really see himself. And then obviously came back with a bang against Arsenal. And then again, another great goal. Like, how many times are we saying this about him at the minute? He's our talisman. Got a slight knock. I was saying that we'll go through it. We always try to go through it chronologically, but then something always sticks out in your head that you want to talk about.
Sure.
But the first half, the reoccurring theme, I kept getting comments on the live, and they were saying about Anthony missed a couple of big chances. But I thought he was more direct today. I thought, in my personal opinion, he was better. So I'm curious to hear what your thoughts on him was.
He was better than he has been. I thought Arsenal, he was very frustrating. Crystal Palace, much the same. I think he did some things better. I still think he's not using his right foot enough. Again, a few times he's checked back on his left. Defender knew exactly where he was going. A couple of times he could have ran at the defender. Like, I know we're getting ahead here, but when Garnacho came on, you see how much more direct he is. Just like there was a moment.
Palestra.
Yeah, and Palestra as well. But there's a moment where Garnacho gets the ball over the top, and he could have just and the Nottingham Forest defender hits it. He could have just let it go out for a corner, but he decides to chase it, keep the ball in, and then run at the defenders. And it's like, that's what you want to see from your wide players, that kind of directness of running it and terrifying defenders. And I just don't think he's doing enough of it yet. So hopefully it comes with time, but it's definitely an improvement. obviously involved in the goal with Weghorst. His shot caused the spill from the goalkeeper, and Weghorst like pounces on it. So yeah, I thought better, but again, he still needs work. He still needs to be better consistently and make those opportunities happen and be more direct and use his right foot. But yeah, I thought improvement for sure on the last few games that we've seen him.
Yeah. And the first couple of opportunities he had was kind of in the first 10, 15, maybe at a stretch 20 minutes. And then Forest started to get a little bit more into it, didn't they? Like for a period of that first half, you could see they was hitting us on the transitions. There was lots of space for him on where Wan-Bissaka and Malacia had pushed up. And then they obviously get the offside goal. What was your first initial thoughts when that went in?
I thought he was onside. And then when I saw the thing, it's very unlucky, isn't it? Like his knee is offside. Like it's a very harsh decision in my opinion. But in the letters of the law, he's offside because it doesn't matter what part of your body is offside. If a part of your body is offside, you're offside, and that's the way it is. Unfortunately, I think we could speak about VAR and its rules and the need for overhaul on another night, but it's a harsh decision, but it's in the letters of the law, and that's what it is. I thought for those like 20 minutes while they were in the game, I thought Lindelof had an absolute mare. There's a bunch of decisions and a bunch of mistakes that he was making, and they just weren't paying off. Maybe, not played many games. His first start in a while, playing with Lissandro, an unfamiliar partner, I would say. So I think it's just tricky. It's very tricky. I think he grew later in the game. He became a bit better, more solid, and sort of brought it back. But there was 20 minutes where Forest were on top with Brennan Johnson, who was a threat all night. I
was about to say that then. That run.
Yeah.
Like, he did a run, didn't he? Skinned about 3 or 4 people, and then if he had that little bit of composure to finish, could have been back in it.
Gibbs White, I thought was decent as well for them. And who was the other forward player? The
Surridge?
No, the Scrapper.
Oh, Scramper or something, I think it's called.
Yeah, I thought he was decent.
Probably their best player, to be honest.
Them three across the front line caused us quite a few issues. And Lindelof was sort of making me a bit nervous, but after that he sort of pulled it together a little bit.
You mentioned Gibbs White there. That's something I wanted to touch on because it started happening in the first half. It was a reoccurring theme for the full game, but he was giving Casemiro a hard time, pressing the life out of him.
Yeah, Casemiro seemed a bit rusty. Do you think?
Like, he weren't great today. He was poor today.
His passing was a bit wayward. Wasn't getting.
Do you know what it felt like, Sam? Felt like, do you know when he was getting dripped into the squad and he'd missed the odd pass and the odd finger? He just didn't look like. It looks like when he's in a flow of games,
upsets his rhythm, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems like it could have been a similar thing with Lindelof, but Lindelof's been out for a good few games, whereas Casemiro's missed 1 game. So I don't know, maybe it's a case of rhythm. I have no idea, but it was a plan that they set out to do, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Casemiro didn't have a great game at all, but I think he's had better games for sure, but we got away with it. Rest of the team players showed up and sort of filled in for him. But he's had better games. But Morgan Gibbs White and Brennan Johnson and Scrapper all had really good games, I think, for Forest. They were the ones who were most likely to make something happen, and they probably could a couple of times. Would their finishing been a bit better? I think David De Gea pulled maybe 1 save, like a decent save. I think that was it, but apart from that, their shots just weren't that great.
Yeah, lacked composure. Speaking of composure, though, Mr. Wout Weghorst with his first goal for the club. Great volley from Anthony, which produced a good save from the keeper, pushed it out to Wout, and then Wout kind of smells the rebound coming on, gets his goal, and I over-celebrated it for sure in the watch-along. You called it, man. You said it, didn't you?
Yeah, big Veg, man. Vincent Bullock in the chat. Horse, I think, was man of the match. If you don't agree, you might find a horse's head in your bed. He's a bit of the Godfather, Weghorst.
Right, okay.
That's where that's from. You've not seen The Godfather, have you? No. You won't get that reference then. Classic poacher's goal, innit? Always be aware, be ready for the rebound. If a keeper spills it or it comes off the post or the bar, that's what you do as a number 9. Be ready for it to happen. And that's what he did. His finish wasn't easy either. Like, the finish is a difficult finish. Like, the way it came out to him, and he got it on the outside of his foot. stuck it past the keeper. Good goal, classic poacher's goal, and that's what you want from Weghorst. Getting on the end of things, getting on the rebound, anything that's in the box that spills, get your foot in it and get it in the back of the net, and that's what he did. So I'm glad for him as well.
Great time.
Yeah, good to see him. Good to have him score a goal finally. 3 games, gets a goal. Hopefully now that's more to come. He'll score a couple of goals now.
Yeah, well, they actually is traditionally a 1 in 3 striker. So
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Statistics don't lie, and very good time to get it because obviously we go in at half time, then 2-0 up. You're kind of like, well, it's ours to lose now. Come out. I thought much more control in the second half. Looked a bit better. Another few incidents. Casemiro kept getting caught on the ball. I was like, please, just like don't, because this could cost us at some point.
Calm it down.
Yeah.
Calm it down.
Yeah, we seem to control it for most part. Lisandro Martinez, I have to say straight off the bat, like he was really good today. Again, like solid on the ball, leadership, pulling players like here, left, right, centre. He's passing. The pass to Bruno, in behind, which phenomenal. I thought Bruno could have took that first time. He tried cutting it back, but I thought he could have volleyed that. So we're kind of cruising through the second half. Gets to the 70th minute, you get your substitutions on, your Freds, your Palestris, all these kind of guys. What do you think about cameos from Palestra?
Palestra really positive, really good. Dribbling, which is what I wanted to see from Anthony. Going at players. He got a cross. He put a cross in, didn't he, for Weghorst? Got his head on it. Didn't quite sort of pay off. But then he made 2 really big mistakes towards the end, which were almost cost us because it was before we scored the 3rd goal. And if they get a goal, 2-1, might get a bit tricky towards the end. He gives the ball away right in the middle and then tries to make up for it and fouls. I can't remember who it was, right on the edge of the box. I was like, oh, please don't be a penalty because this is not what we need. But thank God it was a free kick. But yeah, a little bit of a mistake from there, but young player. It's going to be expected. They're going to be a bit hot-headed and stuff like that. Fred did what he needed to do, didn't he? Cleared up, got his head on things. He cleared that free kick that Palestri caused. Did what he had to. He had a shot as well. Just brazed over the bar, didn't he?
Yeah.
Garnacho, again, exciting talent. Really exciting talent. Direct, having a go at players, which is you want to see. Good cameos. Good to see. Good to see the substitutions. Vince is very upset that you've not seen The Godfather. So, yeah.
I do apologise, Vince. Yeah. I'll make sure it's on my list to go along with the other 90 films that I've got on there as well. And then we go kill the game off, don't we, Sam? Bruno Fernandes. Great awareness from Ilanga to kind of dink it over the defender. Good pass from him. So another contribution from a sub. And then Bruno finishes it. Bit of a riots near the away fans.
Advertising, hoarding, falling down.
Knock all the shit over. But it seems like that goal just kind of, it gives me that vibe as soon as I saw it. I always thought it was going to be another one. We're kind of Wembley bound now. It weren't a complete performance from United. A little bit patchy at times. But you absolutely take a 3-0 away from home. And it looks more comfortable now at Old Trafford. Maybe you can rest a couple of players, and Ten Hag's cooking something, isn't it?
Yeah, Bruno, good goal. It almost happened, that goal, beforehand. I think Elanga had a similar ball. He put it through to Palestri, and Palestri just took a bit of a heavy touch. Yeah, and he had the 50-50 with the goalkeeper. So he almost had that goal just before it happened, which would have been good for Palestri to score. No, Shirayas would be really happy with that. I hope he's not gone to sleep tonight and he missed yet another Palestri.
I'm sure he'll be watching highlights as soon as he wakes up.
But yeah, good goal from Bruno. Again, Ilanga, nice contribution. But yeah, 3-0 away from home in a 2-leg tie. That's what you want, innit? Perfect result. Go to Old Trafford, like you said. You can start a Garnacho, start a Palestri, start a Fred, start a Maguire, a Lindelof, etc., and be quite comfortable that you'll get through it, and you can rest your important players because I think you mentioned on the watch along, we've got God knows that we've got a game every 3.5 days pretty much for the next couple of next month or so. So yeah, it'd be good to rest some players for that fixture.
Bunch of busy bees. I completely forgot to mention Christian Eriksen opportunity as well, where he hit the bar. Just literally came back to me then.
It's a good passing as well from Christian Eriksen. He seemed a bit more on it.
But he is in these games though, isn't he? That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we said. Like against Arsenal, he looked poor.
Yeah, it weren't great.
Really terrible. But in these games where you're going to get a lot of possession, a lot of the ball, and they're going to I wouldn't say they played with a lot, but they didn't. They played with quite a high line, Forest.
Mm.
Serge Aurier at times was getting annoyed that he was having to track Rashford back, and Rashford was getting all the time in the world on the ball, and he was getting pissed off.
Purposely left him up there, didn't he, Rashford?
He was just getting pissed off because nobody was like, it was like, it's your man. Like Gary Neville's commentary, it's your man. It's like, fucking get back in market. So yeah, they played with a quite high line, which like Rashford caused all sorts of trouble, and then I thought Eriksen was a lot better. I think again, just it shows the need for squad depth. It's like in games like this, Eriksen really good player to have when you're passing and picking a defence apart, but then against Arsenal, not so great, where you're on a counter attack and you need a bit of fight and a bit of speed, which Eriksen's not blessed with pace, let's face it. Great passer of the ball, but just not blessed with pace.
Yeah, well, we've been saying this for a while, haven't we, on the channel, to be fair. We said it after the first City game where we got beat 6-3, and we were saying just in that midfield in the big games, just don't feel like the one. Fred and Casemiro seem to be better. But in fairness, in the Arsenal game, McTominay was alongside him, so it's not as if he's got Casemiro next to him. Let's do the ratings then. We've got a new rating system. So rather than do 1 to 10, we've switched it up. We're going to do A to F, basically like an F minus or an A star.
Is anybody a U? Do you remember a U in school?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. If it's an absolute unclassified,
not even
like Maguire last season,
not even going to grade it.
U. Yeah, we can do that if it's the absolute poorest performance you've ever seen. So we'll start off the first player to get into our new rating system, David De Gea. Sam, what do you give him?
You got to give him a B, haven't you?
I thought, yeah.
Clean sheet. Clean sheet. I didn't see much shit distribution from him. Didn't really make many saves of note. I think there was one decent save that he made. And yeah, did what he needs to do, didn't he? So I'd give him a B. Pokey Kiwi, is he from the TikTok?
Yeah. Big up Poker.
He's in the chat saying good evening. He's obviously a Unai Emery fan.
Yeah.
B.
One B Saka. Do we give him a B?
Yeah. I give him a B plus. I think he had some good moments. Okay. He did well going forward. Some little trickery, put it around players a little bit. Was good on the ball. A lot better than he was the first sort of 25 minutes, 30 minutes against Arsenal, where I thought he was a bit all over the place. But yeah, decent. It's going to be weird to see when Dallo comes back in. Isn't it?
I know.
What's going to happen there? But
it's strange because with Wan-Bissaka, you do have the defensive side as well.
Yeah.
Where in terms, I mean, like 1v1, the ground duels and stuff like that. Yeah. But again, it's good to have competition. Competition breeds success, doesn't it? That's what we're talking about. Lindelof, shaky first half. We touched on it. Much better in the second half. So do we give him a steady C? Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, C or C plus. Just because he redeemed himself later on.
He did. To be fair. Yeah. Lisandro Martinez, my man of the match. Give him an A for today. Yeah. Fantastic.
Man of the match, so give him an A star. I thought he didn't put a foot wrong. Again, putting his head on the line. There was a volley where the Forest player was going to put absolutely smash it. And he put his head right in between the ball and the foot. Guy is just an absolute warrior. Don't give a shit. Captain's performance, man of the match performance, some great passing, clean sheet, almost perfect performance. Like if he would have scored a goal, that's a perfect performance in it. I think A star for me. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. I kept saying it. He reminds me, the bandage on his head. I don't know if you've seen me say it. Ice Age. Do you know in one of the Ice Ages, is that like I don't know if it's like a lion or a tiger or something, but it's got like a little eye patch on the thing. I can't remember the thing. The guys, someone put it in the thing. I think it was actually Poke who put it in the thing. But yeah, really reminds me of that. What about Malacia? His other little, they look like two teenagers, but like really strong, aggressive teenagers, don't they? Them two, because they're so small.
Yeah, Malacia, decent. I thought I give him a B. Give him a B plus. I think he was decent.
Yeah, same as one.
I think he did well. Got forward, did his defensive duties with him. Again, aggressive, which is what you expect from Malacia. Proper aggressive when he's tackling and stuff like that. There's a bit of needle between him and Brennan Johnson throughout the game. I liked that. So that was good to see. So yeah, B plus. Pokey Kiwi, Martinez is an animal. I love him. Yeah, same mate. Totally agree.
Welcome to the club. On the back. He's on the back. Casemiro, not so much Casemiro.
For
I
his
can't think of a word.
For his
Yeah,
standards.
for his standards, I'd give him a C minus. I thought he was probably the
Yeah.
worst player on United team, to be honest, today.
Yeah, I agree. He wasn't up to his standards. Like, he wasn't awful by any means, but just
No. But that hurts me to say that as well,
yeah.
just because of how good he's been.
But he's just like you said, you expect better of him because of the performances he's put in for the last few weeks. You just expect the absolute world of him. I think we said in the group chat today that we was like, oh, I can't wait to watch Casemiro play. Yeah. And then he kind of wasn't that great, but I don't think it'll last long. I think once he's back in the rhythm again, I think he would destroying teams again. So I won't worry too much. But yeah, I'll agree with a C minus.
Yeah. Christian Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes, the two attacking midfielders, the ones who was causing quite a lot of threat every time they picked up the ball. Again, similar performances. I think both really good. Bruno obviously got his goal, so I don't know if you push his rating up for that, but I'd give Eriksen a B+, and I'd probably give Bruno a B+ as well, to be honest.
I'd give Eriksen a B just because I think Bruno gets the B+ because of the goal. But again, both did some good things, some good passing. Eriksen obviously had the opportunity to hit the bar. But I thought they had some good passing and some good opportunities. Bruno a little more consistent today compared to the last couple of performances where he was up and down, a little more consistent. But he needs to do it in the big games, Bruno. That's where it's going to count. Didn't show up consistently enough against Arsenal, I don't think. There was
he did in City, though.
Yeah,
City did.
City did, but Arsenal, he picked his moments and his spots where he wasn't quite there. So hopefully he does it more consistently. Like I'm not saying it's easy to do it against the likes of Nottingham Forest, but it is easier than it would be, say, against an Arsenal.
You get judged in the big games, innit? That's the thing. That's where your bread and butter is.
That was the thing with Lukaku, wasn't it? Like against smaller teams, he scored bags of goals, but the top six, just didn't do it, did he? Didn't do it.
Absolutely. Now this one is where I think there'll be a bit of a debate, and again, people in the comment section do get involved. Let us know your ratings with this new rating system, and let us know your man of the match as well for the game. Anthony, Sam, I'll let you go first on this. I'll see what you want to give him.
I don't think he was good enough to get a B, but I think it was an improvement on what he's been doing. So I'd give him a C+. I think that's where I'm at with him. I think just above average because he was involved in the goal. It was a really good volley that he teed up for himself. Good volley, made the keeper work, and then that obviously Weghorst got on the rebound. Some good moments, was involved in play and stuff, but again, I need to see more from him. I need to see more directness, more right foot. Again, the fullbacks had an easy time because he knew every time he got on the ball near the area, he was cutting onto his left and shooting. And it just makes the fullback's job so much easier. So if he can get some more options, different tricks, get onto his right foot more and make the fullback think, he'll be a dangerous player. But I think I said to you when you were on the watch along, I put in the chat, is this D-Day for Anthony? Because with Sancho on the horizon, seemingly, he might lose his spot if Sancho comes in, does say 20 minutes against Reading, and he's bright and he looks good. You might start him in the next game, and then Anthony's then got to work hard to get back into that first position. Pokey Kiwi, Anthony got into good positions, but afraid to take anyone on one-on-one. Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much.
Yeah, will the real Slim Sancho please stand up? He's on his way back in it. I think the Reading game, I think he'll get a little cameo in that, so it'll be interesting to see
what are you saying for Anthony?
I would give him a B just because I think he's been very average of late. I think he was much more direct today, which is what Erik ten Hag wanted. He had numerous opportunities where he was getting into good spaces, just couldn't finish it off, and that's why I take his rating down, because he was frustrating the life out of me with that. But I thought in regards to his past couple of performances, he's improved, so I'd give him a B, but we'll just throw it to the comments.
He will get it right. Ten Hag will get it right, and he'll sort Anthony out, and he will become good. Like, I don't think you spend that much on a player that Ten Hag demanded that we walked away from and then came back in for. I don't think we do that if Ten Hag doesn't think he can get something out of him and turn him into a great player. So I think it's just a matter of patience, and he will come good eventually.
Still 21 as well, by the way.
And he's been here less than 6 months. So
exactly, yeah. Mr. Weghorst, what would you give him? Got his goal obviously today. A lot of people saying he's not the guy in the comments. He's not this. And look, you get what you pay for. I said this. If you go into You go into Asda, you get the smart price packet of bourbons, you're going to get what you pay for, the quality. If you go buy the premium ones, they're going to be better. We got him on loan. He's from Burnley. He's not going to light it up. He's not going to be a Haaland, but he can do a job. And he does a job in that system where he opens up the passing lanes for the other wingers in the team. It's really important for that. So he got a goal. I'd give him a B. I thought it was maybe even a B+. I'd push it up to a B+.
I'll go with a B+. I thought it was everybody was saying he had a shit game against Arsenal. I thought he had an all right game. I thought he brought other people in. He dragged defenders away to provide space. Got involved in the link-up play. Again, his speed isn't fantastic. So
it's not great, is it?
You are just sort of like urging him when he drops deep to get the ball, and urging there's nobody then in the box. You are just like, for fuck's sake, but it's not his thing. B+. I thought it got a goal. Was aware to the spill from the keeper, and got it. And that's what you do as a good poacher, as a good goal scorer. I don't think he's gonna be our future striker for the next 5-6 years. I think we go in the summer and get whatever Erik ten Hag's number one signing is in terms of the plans that he has for the team, into like the new owners, etc., that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think that's what we've got for now, and we've got to work with it, haven't we? We don't have any other choice. Like, God knows when Martial is going to be fit again. I don't even know what's happening. Is he training? Is he not? I don't understand. I don't know what's happening. We've had updates on Sancho. We've had updates on Dallo, on Twanzebe, but I don't know anything about Martial. And it's getting to the point now where Martial, like, what do you do? Like, what do you do with Martial?
It's a tough one, isn't it? Because he just seems constantly never available, and it's frustrating the life out of me because we need depth. We can't.
Need options.
These kids like Palestri and Garnacho, fantastic players, but you just need like level at when it comes into games. You've got a certain pedigree in games where these guys, the youngsters, are still learning the trade and stuff. You need seasoned players to come in and do a job there, because you saw as bright as Palestri was. When that opportunity happened at the back, like that can happen with young players, and it's risky. And in a semi-final, in a different game, you never know, do you? That's the issue.
It just shows you as well, like when Vegas came on, Anthony Elanga's playing up front. Now, I like Elanga again as a human being. He's a great athlete, etc. Yeah. But when you downgrade him from Vegas and putting Anthony Elanga up front in the centre, there's issues there, isn't there? Squad depth, there's some serious issues. So I think, that needs to be definitely addressed. And Anthony Martial's going to be part of that issue as well, because if you can't rely on your number one, number 9, because obviously Erik ten Hag put all his eggs in the Anthony Martial basket, didn't he? He just went, I'm backing this guy to the hilt, and so far it's not really paying off. It's not really paying off.
I agree. The last player we rate is Marcus Rashford, which is a weird one. Was on for 60 minutes, I think. Yeah. Obviously scored a great goal, which I do think was slightly more on Forest. Is the way he was defending, I thought was shocking, but it was still a great goal. But again, performance. Rashford's one of these at the minute. He doesn't seem to do like loads of things in the game, but then gets a goal every single game. Yeah. So then what do you give him for his performance overall? I don't even know.
Give him a B, a solid B, because like you said, he wasn't scintillating. He wasn't absolutely tearing defenders apart, but gets a goal, was involved in a lot of the stuff, and then but obviously went off at 60 minutes to rest him for, I assume, for Reading on Saturday. I assume he starts that game. So yeah, I'd give him a solid B. I think he was fine. He was decent.
Well,
got a goal.
Bruno got a B+. Vegos got a B+ because he scored that. We'll just give him a B+. Okay. Let's just run it like that. And that is the ratings over. Like I said, guys, please get involved in the comment section. We'd love to see you lot interacting with the ratings, the man of the matches. Yes. Lissandro is our man of the match. He's the only one with an A in the team today. And let's Rashford running Forest ragged. Weghorst to Wembley. Bruno puts it to bed. Lovely. It's just what we want. Any final thoughts, Sam?
On the way to Wembley, it seems. Us versus Newcastle, unless Southampton do an absolute madness next Tuesday.
Good do. Only one goal, by the way.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see Southampton go through, because that makes nice final for us, doesn't it? Nice bit of silverware. It looks like the first trophy of Ten Hag is almost there. We've got one hand on the cup. seemingly.
Getting there.
So hopefully we can go to the final. When is the final, by the way? Do we know?
I think it's end of February.
End of February.
I think it is.
Not
Yeah.
too far then. Not too far.
Which
And
is why I think the Brentford game's got to be rescheduled because there's a Brentford game at the end of Feb.
Yeah. And then, Reading in the Cup on Saturday. So that'll be interesting.
Games coming thick and fast, innit? What day are we on? I can't remember. Wednesday we on today?
Wednesday.
Yeah, so we've got the breaking news show tomorrow, I believe, is it? And then Friday we'll have the Reading preview. Then we'll be live for the watch along on Saturday and the review after the game, of course, with us both. And then Sunday, I can't remember what's on Sunday, but there'll be a show on Sunday as well.
Sunday social, is it?
Sunday social. Cool.
Morning show.
So
nice morning show.
Lots of content as always. Make sure you drop us a follow on socials, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. And just keep tuning in, keep interacting. We love all the support, constant support in the watch alongs as well on both platforms. So let's maybe Wembley bound. We've got one more fixture at Old Trafford, but it's we're 3-0 up, so you would think we'd go through to the final, and let's see what happens in the other leg, either Southampton or Newcastle. Very interesting time, Sam.
Shout out for Pokey Kiwi in the chat. Followed on TikTok tonight, but good chat, lads. Yeah, thank you, Pokey Kiwi. Thank you for transferring yourself from TikTok over to YouTube and supporting both channels. Appreciate it, and thank you to everybody in the chat. I think there's about 15 people in the chat. Thank you, everybody, for supporting us and watching us. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. We'd appreciate the support. We're on the road to 10K. I think we're on 1,050.
54.
54.
I think it's 54.
So if we get to like 1,100 next couple of days, and then next step, just keep little tiny steps, but we'll get there eventually. We appreciate all the support. Come follow us on Instagram. We've just hit over 1,000 followers. So let's start pushing that as well towards 10K. That'd be great. And follow us on TikTok, because we're almost, where are we at? Are we almost at 10K? Are we there yet?
9,940. I think we're on at the minute.
60 people.
60 off.
60 people. Let's get 10K on the TikTok. We're accomplishing a lot, so thank you all. And I'm sure all the lads, I speak for all the lads on the channel, the same. Thank you for the support. Appreciate it.
Hey, Sarah, we're going to Wembley. See you in the next one, guys.
Trophy under 10 hack. Peace.
Peace.